Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Warrior Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is Jedi or Sith. Now, the following terms I just used, you know pretty much, family, that is related to Star Wars and their so-called canon, their movies. So let's talk about the psychology. And there is an organization that write books, although I think some of it's a little bit fantastic. That's the Sith Academy. But I first want to talk about the mind state of being a Sith. Now, a Sith is a person that wants power. Power is the end game. Now, power has to come through various means. And you even use manipulation of a person's emotion, starting with their own, such as fear, hatred. You have to use these to your advantage. And if you're talking from a perspective of a dark magician, you can use that. The problem is, though, you can be consumed by your emotions. And we've seen that with the case with Anakin Skywalker, who had abandonment issues. So his fear was used against him. And then his fear led to hate. Not so much hate for the Jedis, that was a part of it, but hate for what he had did when he took our children and he betrayed the very order that took him in, which was the Jedi. So they can use that. I said they can use your emotions against you. You've seen this in the case of Count Dooku, who was a former Jedi master and the master, or the so-called sensei, of Qui-Gon Jinn. And he became disillusioned with the order. Now, what was his weakness and what was exploited by the emperor? It was his narcissism. He wanted power. And like I said, one thing about the Sith, they will promise you power, but when it's all said and done, the number one tenet that they will subscribe to is betrayal. Qui-Gon, his student, was different. He had problems with the Jedi too. That's why he wasn't on the council. But he didn't have this, what I call, spiritual throw the baby out with the bathwater approach. He believed that the Jedi could be reformed. Now, did he see some problems? Absolutely. One, they were too dogmatic and they were getting themselves involved in politics. And one thing about politicians, the majority of them, and you could take this in the so-called real world, is that they want power by any means necessary. So they will promise you the world and they will deliver very little or nothing. So that's a Sith state of mind. And you look at how Anakin was exploited. But if you read about the lore of Darth Maul, who was before him, Darth Maul caught it worse than Anakin did. The Emperor got him at a very young age, and he beat the empathy out of Darth Maul, pretty much. Let's talk about the Jedi. The Jedi have love, and they use power not for the sake of power, but they use it in defense of people that they care about and to defend those that are in need. And they have honor, like me, for instance. I'm a loyal person, but I place loyalty above everything else but honor. That's the one thing I'm not compromising for nobody, is honor. The Sith also have what the Israeli Mossad and other societies use, and it's called this technique. We do war by deception. Now, when you see the Phantom Menace, you see Jar Jar Binks, who's pretty much an imbecilic oaf and a clown. But in actuality, that was just a well-calculated ruse. Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord, and he was one of the eyes for the Emperor / Palpatine. So that's something that people can use as far as the Sith. Don't play your hand too early, in other words, is what I'm saying. And like I said, the Jedi, they acknowledged their emotions, but they didn't let their emotions control them. Because your emotions, if they're out of hand, they will destroy you. So the Jedi were masters of practicing stoicism, which is what any magician should practice. Control your emotions. Do not let them control you. And there's a test that you can take, and I've taken it. So people on the outside looking in would think that I'm this pariah. But in actuality, I'm a Jedi. And I took 2 different tests. Remember, the Sith and Jedi are states of mind and different sides of the coin. Or let Mendor take it from this direction. From the outside looking in, a person would assume that a metaphysician and an occultist is the same thing, and no, they are not. Meta means to go beyond. Metaphysics is going beyond the physical, which if you're going beyond that, then that could be a Christian metaphysician, Jehovah, or Allah. Whereas an occultist, you're dealing with the self. What I mean by that is self-evolution, self-mastery, and ultimately self-deification. And you're not looking for some sky daddy to put their cape on and get it out the cleaners and come save the day for you. So again, I ask family, Jedi or Sith? Something to ponder. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I'm the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.